Wow. What a trip when you put yourself out there. So, Ultimate here hit me up. Hey, we saw your video on the laser branding. Super cool. We want to do a collaboration. And I'm like, okay, cool. Why not? So they did this collaboration. It was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Holy crap, it was like 7 minutes long about the laser branding and about the scarification and all this stuff. And I'm kind of looking at some of the other stuff that they feature. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's kind of like a freak show thing. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm here for it, whatever. They send me the video, and I'm just like, oh wow, this is really in depth. And then they add to, and it's just wow, And at first, I didn't even know that it had been shown. I didn't know it was there, and I was just like, what the crap? And they're like, yeah, we posted it a few weeks ago or a couple weeks ago. So I track it down on Instagram, and I find it, and I put it on my Facebook, and I'm just like, and then I go to Instagram, and then I screenshot, and then you can see down here at the bottom, 904 comments. And I thought to myself, do I want to read the comments? I mean, we all know. Those of you who followed me for a while know. And I'm like, do I want to do that? Do I want to, just sit there and just read all the, ugliness and all the anger and all the hatred and all of the, this poor... Oh, there was a lot of debate about my gender. I'm just so glad that that's such an interesting, what are you kind of conversation. So I'm going along against my better judgment because I'm curious, and I'm reading the comments. It's just funny because they did a little part where I mentioned the Mormon church, that I, was bored in the Mormon church. And that part was interesting because there were several people that were like, I'm a former member, all was former members. And they're like, yep, yeah, this makes sense, or yep. Just like, it's like the diagnosis from hell. And I thought to myself, did this help anyone? I mean, of course, you got your critics, because what is life without, criticism? And you got the ones that are like, gross, throw up, which is cool, freedom of speech, that's why we're here. I mean, it's not like I read the comments and then it was just like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna go, drink a gallon of vodka. It was just interesting to get people's reactions on the internet versus in real life. And I started thinking back to interactions with strangers who come up to me and say whatever about my appearance. And I will be honest with you. Again, I'm in, Idaho, so consider the source. Actually, that could go either way, so forget it. Is that when I've been out and people have approached me or asked if they could touch the scar tissue because it looks weird and see what it feels like and all that stuff, most of those encounters are not negative. Most of those encounters are curiosity, which is fine. Most of those encounters are, wow, I just love all of this, is what they'll do a lot of times. Like, this whole thing you've got going on, I just love it. They'll say stuff like that. I wasn't in, the Mormon temple, but I was in one of their temples, outside, because I couldn't go in because I'm a bad girl. And I was waiting in this foyer in this Victoria's Secret wedding dress, and this girl comes up to me and she's like, you look so wow. And I was all tatted up, not as many tats as I have now, but still tatted and completely scarred, And it was just like this, people. When you, on the internet, people, it's like they've got their juice that makes them courageous on the internet. No, wait, that's right. They're just assholes. Because in real life, people don't have the guts to say that. Say those hurtful things, to my face. And even when they're drunk, it's not that bad. It's just, you gotta take bullying for what it is, and that's a person's own self-hatred. And I have these encounters even in bodybuilding groups. I posted a picture of myself flexing and I said, always striving, something positive. And this guy comes along and it says, for attention. My point is that these these sad keyboard. Don't let them get to you. They're hiding behind their keyboards with their own self-hate. People say they're afraid to put themselves out there and share their story and face the, ridicule. And I get it. Who wants to, unless you're a masochist. And what's that saying? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Be true to yourself. And let the haters hate. Because in the end, remember, they just hate themselves.